sat down and recorded a new video, like at least a few months. So to slowly get back into doing YouTube again, I just want to make a pretty basic video, just my favorite games of 2019. I know this is pretty generic, but I did one for 2017 and 2018, so why not do it again? And I don't want to say this, but obviously this is my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. Alright, so to start the list, I have Untitled Goose Game. This game is a meme. Definitely. It's just a stupid game, but it manages to be so much fun at the same time. Like, you wouldn't think this game exists, but it's here. And I had to wait so long for this game because I didn't want to play it on the Switch. I waited for it to come to Xbox. And it was well worth the wait. And obviously, it's no game of the year, but I felt like I had to put it on this list just to mention it because how much fun it was. It's not a very long game. You get like maybe 2 to 4 hours out of it. But every second of the game was just hilarious. Now, obviously, a lot of Souls-like games came out this year, like The Surge 2, Remnant from the Ashes, and obviously Sekiro, which I did a whole video on that. I didn't really like that game. But the Souls game I did like this year was Code Vein. It was just really good. It's pretty much just anime Dark Souls. It plays a lot like Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3. And the gameplay in general is very fun and smooth. The boss fights are amazing. And this game has by far my favorite character creator ever. You can pretty much make anything you want. And probably like a third of my playtime takes place in the character editor. But overall, Code Vein was just an enjoyable game. Alright, next, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Surprisingly, EA has been doing very good this year. In an EA single-player Star Wars game in 2019, it's kind of crazy to think about. It's more of a Respawn game, but whatever. Still published by EA. But Star Wars Fallen Order was amazing. Still haven't beat it, I know, and it's still here because I'm almost done with the game. I've just been playing it on and off recently. And it's another Souls-like, at least in the gameplay and some of the mechanics. It's very inspired by the Dark Souls games. The thing I love about it most is just the Metroidvania style. And all the little secrets hidden around and just the exploration in general in the game is amazing. And the combat is great because it reminds me of Dark Souls. The only thing that wasn't amazing, at least to me, was the story. It wasn't very compelling. It wasn't bad, but it was just nothing that really grabbed my interest. But it was enjoyable enough to keep going, you know? Alright, now for this next game, I need to make this clear. The Call of Duty Modern Warfare, just the campaign. Fuck everything else about that game. The campaign was amazing. Probably the best Call of Duty campaign I've ever played. Every mission was amazing. It was very short. It was like 5 hours, but it was short and sweet. I replayed it like twice or 3 times maybe. It's just a really enjoyable experience. The characters are amazing. The levels themselves, and there's a lot of levels that are open, surprisingly, that give you choice, and that's kind of crazy to think about with Call of Duty. And the reason why I leave out the multiplayer and like the other modes like Spec Ops is because the multiplayer, I hated it. The maps were terrible. And just the people who played the game like just camp, and it's just very boring to play and very slow. The only thing in the multiplayer that's worth playing is Gunfight. It was the only mode that I had even a little bit fun with. And the new Spec Ops mode just feels bad. It's nowhere near as good as the old ones. But that campaign was 10 out of 10, at least for Call of Duty standards. Alright, I'm adding another game I didn't finish, The Outer Worlds. It was really good. It's basically the Fallout that we've been waiting for years. And it's obviously made by Obsidian. It's just a pure RPG. It's something that you can actually get invested in and feel like you're your own character. And just the choices, the dialogue, just everything is so fleshed out. And I don't know why I haven't got around to beating it yet. I'm just kind of lazy. But the writing in the game's amazing. The gameplay, it's not perfect, but it's better than any Fallout gameplay at least. But the world they created there is just so unique and unlike anything else. It's really worth playing just for that. And it's just a true role-playing game, as I said. You can just really make your own character and feel like you're playing as yourself or whatever character you are. Alright, next, Borderlands 3. Now, I love Borderlands. It's probably one of my favorite series ever. And Borderlands 3 was just kind of what I wanted. It's more Borderlands. It's nothing that's reinvented, or it's nothing that's really expanding on what Borderlands is. It's just more Borderlands. And I think that's what everyone wanted. The gameplay is amazing. It's the best it's ever been in the series. And it's kind of hard to go back to the other games now because how smooth the gameplay feels in 3. I think I got like around 2 characters, level 50, legitimately at least. And the end game content in the game is really fun, especially compared to past Borderlands. And the only thing I'll say bad about the game is the story. It's not very interesting. The characters suck. Let me get that out of my mind. The characters suck. They kind of all feel the same, like they're trying to be too funny, or they're just annoying. They even managed to make past characters annoying, and I feel like it's just not fun to watch and to play through. that way. If you just ignore the story, it's a better experience. Like Tyrene and her brother, very annoying characters, and I don't know. The characters just left a bad taste in my mouth, and they kind of all feel like they're playing the same role, and it gets very boring. Like, just mute the fucking story. All right, next, Mortal Kombat 11. This came out in 2019. I don't know. I just kind of forgot about this game a lot. But I really enjoyed it. The story was amazing. The gameplay I really liked, especially compared to MKX, since I didn't really like that. It's a mix between Injustice and MKX. It found a middle ground that I really like. I just wish there was more combos in the game, really. It feels like every character is very limited, and that's just one thing I don't like. And the gear is fine, but again, I feel like it's a very limiting gear system, especially compared to Injustice 2. But I really like the story. The multiverse, what is it called in this game? The Towers of Time was broken at release, but that mode is fun. The online is always fun. There's ranked, a lot of things to do. It's just an NRS game. They've kind of established a formula there, but it's still enjoyable. Alright, next, Crash Team Racing. This is another game I haven't played in a while. I did beat it, or at least the story section. And I don't know. I really like the game. The gameplay's amazing. I wasn't really invested in the original, but this game came out and I was really happy about it. It was like the more advanced Mario Kart that I've been waiting for, and I really like that. But the whole thing with the microtransactions just really turned me off. And at this point, I have Activision like above EA in scumminess right now, because they make promises in their games to not include them, and then they add them a few months later after the good reviews come in, and it's just really scummy. I don't remember if EA has ever done that, but it's twice this year with Activision. Both of the games are on my best of the year, being Modern Warfare and this, but I don't know. It's just very scummy. Let me talk about the actual game, though. This is probably the most polished kart racer I've ever played. The gameplay is just so much fun. It's so fast, and just, it really requires you to try, and there's a little bit of items like Mario Kart, but none that are like fucking Mario Kart Easy, where you can go from last to first in a few seconds. But I feel like it rewards good players. It's really just a fun kart racer. Okay, now my favorite game of the year is Devil May Cry 5. I recently did a video about that. The game is just amazing. It really just made me a fan of the entire series. The humor, the gameplay, just everything about it is amazing. I don't see much people giving credit to this game. I don't know why. It's really fun. And if you haven't played it, go check it out. It's just really good. I didn't think I was going to like it at all, but now it's my game of the year. Props to Capcom. They had a great year this year. But yeah, Devil May Cry 5. I'm not going to talk about it much. It's a hack and slash beat 'em up type game. It's awesome. I did another video. I'll link it in the description. So you might be saying I missed a lot of games, and I did. I want to just give credit to these games I didn't play. Pretty much every Nintendo game in 2019 I did not play. Actually, yeah, every Nintendo game that came out in 2019 I did not play. Like Luigi's Mansion 3, heard that's good. Astral Chain looks really good. Mario Maker 2 looks good. Pokemon Sword and Shield looks I don't want to play that. And other games, Death Stranding, I only played a little bit, did not enjoy it at all, but it's for some people for sure. Days Gone, very generic, played it a little bit, don't really have an opinion on it. Resident Evil 2 and Control, I have both of those games. I guess I'm just a fag and haven't got around to playing them yet. But yeah, I think those are all the games I really missed, and I'll try to get to most of them, but probably not. Alright, so to wrap this up, I just want to give a little update of where my channel is going and if I'm going to start uploading again, which I am going to start uploading again. It's just going to be this style where I'm not going to really edit. I'm not scripting these videos. I just want to have a discussion and talk about shit. That's pretty much all I want to do. It's what I watch on YouTube, so it's kind of what I want to do. And just the editing process, for me at least, is very boring. Even when I try. There's videos where I've tried, but I don't know. I just can't get into it. So it's going to be very lazy editing, I will admit. Nothing to run home about. Just clips, gameplay, whatever. So yeah. If you're not about that shit, then I guess you don't have to watch it. But it's going to be what I'm doing for now on, I guess. So yeah, I'll have some videos in the near future. I still have some old videos I have to upload that will have a lot of editing in them because I've made them like months ago, even one a year ago that I'm gonna upload. I think I have like 10 videos, so I need to put those out slowly. So there'll be a mix of those and a mix of these new ones. So hopefully the few of you that are still watching this channel are still here and enjoy the content. All right, see you guys. Oh, fucking leave your lists of games you like this year. Be happy to see them.